that, okay?
Okay. Ask me about 5 other. What was that question intended for? I have to come back to that one. I don't even know what my note meant. Are you curious about appreciation? Oh, the 5 other homes in the area at an open house. Or ask me about appreciation, depreciation. The 5 other homes, sellers may be offended. How do you...
Which seller?
The seller of the home you're holding for your listing. Now, my answer to them is I'm going to have a list of other open house, other things. They're going to see it. I cannot force them. My goal is to capture their information so that I can follow up. If they're going out the door, they're vacant.
I need to head back.
Okay. Thank you. Talk later.
Okay.
So how do you convince them that having that, asking about other homes in their open house?
Well, let's cover those two. These are good questions for the group.
Your current St. Louis leads. Are you looking for a team member to assist you with your...
What did you say?
I'm a real estate agent.
Sure.
You said that you've got these divorce websites.
Right.
Would you like one more realtor in the St. Louis area to assist you with your leads?
Oh, me?
Me?
Oh, no, I understand. You're asking me the question.
I'd like to team up, do what...
I'll speak into that as soon as we get back together here. Your 3 questions, pretty much just keep firing these at me. I'll actually...
Okay. And that was it. Love to be a part of a team. I've got several URLs, and this is part of the thing. Get people to come to me.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Gary, thank you. We'll talk.
Okay. I'll check them out.
I'm gonna reintroduce you. Okay. Thank you.
I'm building WolfNet websites, and I've got a blogger that's helping me blog. And my question is, it sounds like I've already got like a listing coordinator that helps put in listings and helps do verbiage, and then I've got a contract to close person.
Right.
They're not literally linked to me, they're subcontractors,
sure,
but they're part of my team. They free up my lead generation time.
Right.
My question is to you, it sounds like I need to build a whole second team.
Well, that's the admin team.
Right.
That's great, the support team.
Right.
That's not doing 10-hour jobs.
Right.
That's the first thing I did back in the 80s when I said to Anne Franklin, Anne, I have no money, but I have potential. Will you do my paperwork for me?
Right.
And then so I could do lead gen.
Right.
To have that in place is 100% agree. And people go, where's the money going to come from? The extended sales force. They start giving you have all this extra money coming in, and now you can delegate all the things you shouldn't be doing.
Right, and that's what I'm trying to get to the point where I'm delegating everything except the primary lead generation things, and whether that be going out and meeting the relocation people in the different corporations or whatever that is. That's where I'm trying to get to, and that's what I'm struggling with. So. Do you believe that coaching is going to help me break through that barrier and sort of?
If coaching was all it is, I'd say no.
Okay.
We're going to summarize this shortly here, in that it's coaching, mentorship, training, and marketing.
Okay.
And because without the marketing support to take you to the person,
you're not going to get there.
No, not with a coach.
Right.
And so I'm going to unpack all that as we close today.
Okay.
Which is in 25 minutes or a half hour.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
All right, I'm getting ahead of you.
No,
I
that's good.
I just thought I'd ask because it sounds like you need almost like 2 teams. You need a team of people that's going to help you, like, take the leads that you've produced, if you can't handle them all, and go with them, and help you close those transactions. And then you also need the administration team of people that's actually going to do all the paperwork and get all the listings put in. And then you also need a team of people like your lender and your inspector.
That's great.
And so it sounds like to me you're kind of growing a group of teams that are working with you.
Well said.
Okay.
I'm going to have to talk about that next time.
Okay.
I want to incorporate what you said. That's good. Yes. Come on, guys. I need a bell. Come on back. So you guys ready?
Wording's a little different.
Yeah. Oh, whistle. Give me. Please. Go ahead. Yes, there's always somebody that can whistle. And all. Yes. Hey, welcome back. Kind of our wrap-up session. Before we do that, I want to introduce Katie. Katie, can you come up here?
Oh, yeah.
Just to do this.
Yes, I had hot
Thanks.
dogs. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You say more than a hot dog, man.
Yeah.
You got me.
Katie's a joyful friend, and it's not just with Cutco, but just a really, really nice person. And she's one of our sponsors today. If you want to repeat this event, we are doing it again Friday at the Columns. If you didn't get enough of it and you want another fill, we're doing this again same time at the Columns in St. Charles. But Katie is our sponsor today and has helped us defer costs as well as bring people in. We appreciate her spreading the word. And so she's got something else to talk about that you can use to spread.
There you go.
Okay.
I like that.
So,
And I know we're packing a lot in today, so I'm only going to talk for like 45 minutes. I'm just kidding. I'll talk for like 2 minutes. But Ernest, actually, you guys all know Ernest Martinez. He made a comment earlier. He's like, oh, I know the food's going to be good when the pregnant lady's the one picking it out.
oh,
We
yeah.
got some good food coming. So how many of you guys, my name's Katie Haney. I'm with Cutco Closing Gifts. Raise your hands if you've heard of our company before. And first of all, before I kind of say a little bit about what we do and what we provide for you, I just want to say this is a really valuable training. I've gotten a lot out of it so far. And Brian Kelsey is just one of these people. I've heard his name over the years, and it's just one of those names that always comes up in real estate. And I just really, truly think
Thank
you're
you.
making a big impact in St. Louis, and you're providing something that wasn't necessarily here before with your training and your follow-up. And again, nothing like reinventing the wheel, but it's just providing a shift to look at your
Thank you.
business differently and provide value. So thanks for just being here and being in this class. But what we basically do for you guys is we help you with your gifts. How many of you have given out one of our gifts before to a client or a friend? Okay, keep your hands up, look around the room. If your hand's not raised, that's a problem. That's why I'm here. So what we do, most of you guys give something to your clients to say thanks. Usually it's a basket, gift card, dinner out, bottle of wine. I had a guy 2 weeks ago say he gives puppies. That was not in St. Louis, California. I don't know what they're doing out there. But regardless of what you give, what happens to most gifts? People get it, they like it, but then they eat it, drink it, spend it, the plant dies, or it gets tucked away in a corner on a shelf, right? So what we've done at Cutco is we found a way to use the money you're already spending on gifts for your client and turn it into something that brands your business long term. So if you haven't heard of Cutco, and if you have been living under a rock, I'm just kidding. Cutco is kind of like the Snap-on tools, the Rolex, the Mercedes of kitchen knives. They're super high quality, made in the U.S., guaranteed forever. Everything we make's been around since the 40s. So what we do is we actually take the product and we brand it with your info on the product itself. So this does a couple of things for you guys. Anyone ever heard of Brian Buffini? Yeah. The big real estate trainer. He says only 12% of people can name their real estate agent. And 80% of people after the transaction say they would use their realtor again if they would only remember their name, but a year later, nobody knows, like 80% of people don't know their realtor's name. So this is one way to keep your name in front of your client so that they never forget you. Also, where's the #1 room in the house people hang out?
kitchen.
Kitchen. I always get someone that says the bathroom. Thank you for not being that guy. So it's a kitchen, it's a #1 room, really sparks that conversation. And that's how we came out with the red. It's not because, though we do love Keller Williams and Wells Fargo and Remax, we actually came out with the red because it does spark that conversation. It's like, what is that red thing? Who's your realtor? Who gave that to you? Does anyone know, gold star for the day, how much the IRS allows you to write off on your taxes as a closing gift?
25.
$25, right? You guys have been listening. So right now, that's all you can spend. Now, the average realtor spends between $50 and $100 on their gifts, and they either write off the whole amount, hoping they don't get audited, or they don't take the full deduction they deserve. Since these are branded, you can legally write off the entire amount as advertising and promotional products, which is very cool. The next thing, I know one thing we talk about a lot in this class is systems in place, right? You have to have all your systems in place so that you can do what makes you money, which is lead generation and relationships with your clients. So what we've done is we provided you with a system we generally will get you a little supply, a small supply of gifts to keep on hand. So when you have a closing, you can just grab it, give it, go, you're done. We've found most people do love this gift. It's not the perfect gift for everybody, but take note of this. If your clients eat, they'll use these every day. Which is very cool. And then last thing, we have a service program. If you keep track of who you, actually, this is the best part, so if you've like tuned me out for the rest of this, just pay attention to this part. The best part about this is a service program. If you keep track of who you give your gifts to, your client's name, phone number, and closing date, a year from when you order, go ahead and email us that list. Once your clients own the gift for 1 year, we actually send out a salaried service rep to sharpen their Cutco gift along with any other knives they own for free, Cutco or not. While they're there sharpening, they don't sell, they just sharpen. We have your client fill out a satisfaction survey from you. At the bottom of the survey is a spot for referrals for you, and on the back we do their Cutco wish list, so the next time they refinance with you or put another, let me do insurance lingo because I saw some insurance guys, if they have another policy with you or close their next deal or give you a referral, you can pull something off their wish list that they already like. And we average about 3.2 referrals per customer. I actually just mailed off some referrals and surveys for a realtor that we just did some appointments for. But the nice thing is, if we're going out once a year to sharpen your client's knives and they're giving you more leads, who do you think you'll keep buying your gifts from? That's why we do it, to make you happy. So I'm not going to take up any more time, but I'm going to pass these gifts around. Oh, in terms of price, they're priced anywhere from about $50 to $200. Most agents spend between $50 to $100. We have got lots of gifts in that price range for you. I'm going to pass these around, starting with you here. Since there's some guys in the room, I will say, trust me, they're sharp. You do not have to test the edges, because you will bleed. So please do not touch the edges today. And if you have any interest or want more info, I just need you to pull out a business card and put it in the lid. And if you forgot your cards, just take out a $20 bill, write your name on it. It'll help me pay for lunch. I'm just kidding. But if you don't have a card, actually, I will pass around a clipboard and just write your name and number on it. I'll get you all the info that you need. And if you do have a closing in the next 45 days, or you're behind on your gift, there's only one of me, there's a lot of you, put like a huge star by your name so that I can follow up with you first. So just make sure you put a business card in or put your name down, and thanks Brian again for everything you're doing.
Thanks, Katie. Before we get started, Gary, big tall guy, standing at the door, just walked out. I think he had a phone call. He had 3 questions, and I can remember a couple of them. One question was, when somebody already says to you, oh, I have somebody to do business with, when an attorney or whatever the case says, I have somebody to do business with, his question was about relo, I believe. And when an HR person said to me, we're already doing business with them. But my goal was to get introduced anyway. And so Rick would still introduce me to the person who says we already have somebody doing business with, which is what I was told by Deutsche Financial Services. Their company was called Associates Relocation out of Texas, handling their global relocation. So how could I, as a RE/MAX agent, get the business, all the United States? When they had a third-party relocation company, I made this presentation that we move money. We do not. It's about moving families. But it's also about moving money. And I was able to show the people the ideas of appreciation, depreciation, which this idea over here is called DNA number 3. DNA number 3 is how do you determine if a property is overpriced? And what I did is I taught the 7 DNA indicators to the HR person. And that HR person shifted from Associates Relocation to giving me all United States business, no matter what state it was in. I was able to do a group move from Phoenix and Chicago down to Atlanta, and some people out of Delran, New Jersey. It's a group move. I got to select the realtors in all the departure cities and select the realtors in all the destination cities. Isn't that the job of a third-party relocation company? Yep. But they gave it to me because I was teaching their executives that were moving how to read DNA indicators in the marketplace. DNA means depreciation, neutral, or appreciating. And I was able to teach the DNA to an HR director, and they shifted all their business to me. It's one presentation, but I had to get introduced. And when the gentleman was there introducing me, who was a real estate company, that he was retiring. The gentleman who ran relocation management. I acquired his company, and he introduced me to some of his players. But the guy owning relocation management, what he wasn't doing was getting the kind of business that I was. He was getting the inbound business. I wanted all of it. I wanted the inbound, I wanted the outbound business, I wanted the relocation business run across the country. Through one presentation of showing the DNA indicators, which are really common sense things about supply and demand, I just call them DNA indicators. It's just a better presentation. About market consumption, I hear that word all the time from people. Months of supply. They're really DNA indicators. When you put them in a certain order and you make a presentation about DNA indicators, about if the market's depreciating, neutral, or appreciating, it just has so much more impact, right? So in answer to Gary's question, who stepped out, it was, even though they had business, just give me the introduction, Rick. And I'll walk people through these presentations, whether it's to a divorce attorney, whether it's an estate liquidator, whether another realtor's at a different company but they're happy. I'm going to walk them through some of these concepts because I'm going to intrigue them to want to make the move without having to ask, right? So any other questions before we wrap up about the system, or I just know this won't work, or I'm confused how it would work? There's no confusion. There's no question. Bob.
Yes, I did have one question about your program here. When you're giving out the packets of information.
Right.
Are you looking for any ways to collect the visitor's information, or are you just waiting for them to respond on this card?
The question is, if you have somebody in an open house, are you waiting for them to reply back to you? Because I'm not a big fan of having people sign in at open houses. How many people go to an open house and go, yeah, here's my name and email address, and really want to do that?
Yeah, I've had Mickey Mouse sign in before.
Mickey Mouse, George Washington, Martha, anybody? These, yeah, showing up, George and Martha at the open houses. Because people don't want to give that. I would prefer, I'd say, what if you couldn't use a sign-in sheet? What would you do? But you want to get their information. Well, we've got reply cards right there that are in the kit. And ask them, you could ask them right then and there, there's a reply card in here. If you want to follow up with me, it's your call. And some people will do it right there. Let's give them the option. Put your name and number down on this reply card right now, or you can get back in touch with me. Enough people will get back in touch with you. We did this even with the expired program. I did not want to call upon expired listings. I wanted them to contact me. And there's a gentleman who's going to be there on Friday. His price point is nowhere near $500,000. Everything he sells is way below that. Everything he's going for now, because he's using the expired program to jump into a new price point. He had a $2 million listing in St. Louis. Contact him. $800,000 listing. Contact him. It's nowhere near his price point. But using the reply card system with the expired program and the prospecting, he's able to get people to contact him because he doesn't have time or doesn't want to do it to cold call people, right? A reply card done right in the right package with the right cover letter can be very impactful. Anybody ever read the book Selling to Veto? Selling to Veto. I recommend that you get, we'll get 2 people in here that have read it so far. I highly recommend, and I teach on this. I do mentorship classes as well. And one of the things I teach on is selling the veto, how to put the presentation together when you're calling upon what I call whale hunting, where you want one source to get you $100,000 a year in revenue. Veto, very important top officer is the acronym. Yeah. Guys, anybody can do this. It just goes back to doing your part. Have the plan, make the activity, check for results, and then tweak. And then what do? Every 30 days, we tweak the plan. We don't tweak the plan every year, every 6 months, or every quarter. Pretty much every 30 days, we're tweaking the plan. And it will flow to you as opposed to chasing it.
I got a question.
Keith.
I'm a divorce attorney or what have you. I've already got someone. You want to be introduced anyway, correct?
I want to be introduced even though the divorce attorney already has somebody.
How do you equip Rick when I'm telling Rick I'm good? How do you equip him, or how do you get that interview anyway?
So how do I get the interview even though I've got to equip my friend Rick with the right words to cast the vision to his divorce attorney? mean, in other words, you have to be intrigued enough to take the meeting with me. And that's what I equip, because Rick is my extended sales force. I'm not just going to ask my friend to do something without equipping him. So if he's my extended sales force, and he's supposed to get me to the divorce attorneys, he knows 3 or something like that because he golfs with them, I need to make sure he's equipped, not just go, hey, can you get, anyways, we go through all that in a program, but it's working really across the United States. Just get a friend, present the idea at Starbucks. Ask the question, I just wanted your opinion on this, Rick. I just wanted your opinion. What do you think of the program? Great. Do you know anybody in this particular industry that does that? Oh, my brother-in-law is a divorce attorney or something like that, or an estate liquidator, works in a nursing home, or you know what, so-and-so's wife works over there, or does this kind of a thing. All we want to do is, will you introduce me? And here's how you handle the conversation with your friend. Because we want, first of all, they're friends. It's not like they're going to cold call for you. It's a friend asking a friend for a favor. Yep, I'll go ahead and take the meeting because we're friends. This is where networking is, where we should all be fishing from that river, and less so prospecting and marketing. But I'm going to wrap this up with marketing, right? Because there are really 3 rivers of business. No matter what industry we're in this room, marketing, prospecting, networking, period. There's no fourth way. Marketing, networking, prospecting. Well, networking was Salesforce 5. Prospecting we went through, and then there's market ping. Market ping is, what do you send out right now in large numbers that gets you pinged back? That no matter what, as Tom and I were talking earlier, sent out 300 pieces and had 300 something pieces and had 40 something responses. Do you get that when you send out your calendar to people at the beginning of the year? No. How about the Cardinal schedule? All these people, oh, honey, it's here. Call Brian. So again, as a former computer programmer, everything we had to do as a programmer had to be right. 0 defects. I get into sales, and guess what happens? They tell you to market to your friends. Because that's doing what? That's branding the company. And it's like, you know what? I'm branding the company, branding the company. At least they'll remember the company. The objective of marketing is we're supposed to be replied to, not just remembered. Most things are designed that we are, excuse me, that we are only remembered, we're not replied to. It's designed with a flaw in it. You start the new campaign, and you join a company, they have all these marketing great ideas for you, and everything is designed to be remembered. Almost nothing is in that stack of being replied to. Would you agree with that? You look at most companies, right? Or maybe your own stuff. What we want to do is make sure that your campaigns you're doing, whether it's to a FSBO, expired, HR people, all these different groups, the sphere of influence, because your sphere of influence is your extended sales force.
And how is that accomplished? You're going to set up that? Is there like a call to action or some kind of sense of urgency?
Yes, there's a call to action. In our targeting of our sphere of influence, there should be a call to action. And something that's intriguing, what we're sending to people. Because if I send you the Cardinal schedule, is that intriguing enough for you to pick up the phone and go, hey, Brian, if I send you your tax record from the year you bought it, and on that, it shows what your potential appreciation is or depreciation. Because you bought the home in 2006, I slide in there an appreciation table. It says you paid this, and here's your possible values. I'm not saying what your value is. I'm saying here's what your possible values are. That will get you pinged. Right? And so there's a whole list of things that we can do that's intriguing to the recipient. And most things we do are everybody gets the same piece in the mail. In this case, everybody gets something that's pertinent to just the person receiving it. Is it more work? Yeah, but you want to get more pings? You want to be remembered or replied to? Replied to. And the systems that we put together, are basically, everything's designed, we're heavy into custom marketing. That it's so much more effective than just taking that one piece and sending it out to 300 people. right? Customizing, a little bit more expensive, but it's much highly effective. Okay? Any questions about that? Okay, so what I want to do is kind of short on time here. Okay, kind of the last thing I want to chat about. Earlier on, I chatted about the African tribes, that they were dying off early in this particular area because they basically, they were getting infected, but they had a choice to move along, to go to another village, or they could tear down their village and rebuild, or stay and remain the same and do nothing different. And as we look at all of us salespeople at different companies, the company is supposed to be there to equip our skills. And ideally, there's a mentor there that's there to equip our mindset. Because we know as the baby, the parents are working on the mindset of the child. The child becomes a student, and other people are now speaking into the refinement of the student. They're there to equip in skills, and school is equipping in skills, but also refining the mind. That's what church is about. That's what our parents are about. But then what happens is we become adults, and now we're on our own. And many people, there is not much refinement, no offense, they're probably not here, in this room today. But I need refinement. I'm still working on it. Man, I do not have this down. And I'm working on my personal refinement in different areas of my life. But that's really why I have a mentor in my life. I have coaches. Coaches do one thing, I think, build for skill. Mentors build for leadership and handling issues in life. And so as I close here, we look at opportunities in the future where we can still work together, because my goal is to see if I can work with you on this plan. And I'll do my part if you do your part. You all given a document when you all walked in called The Journey or the Bridge. Does everybody have one?
I wasn't given one.
Oh. So, here, I'll give you this one. Okay. So, can I borrow yours? Okay, thank you. So, if you open your packet up, I think we're fine. Here's what I'd like to do is continue working with you, all right? And let's just speak first about the journey. The journey is the program just for real estate agents. The bridge is anybody but the realtor, right? No matter what industry you're in, we believe we can help you as we move forward. And Salesforce 5 is a product that I created. And can you hand out, Jeanette, the order forms? Sorry, I should have asked for that. If you said, well, Brian, how much is Salesforce 5? $8 a day. $8.22 a day. So if you wanted a program with me for 1 year, and you could invest $8.22 a day, then we can get started on that, the Salesforce 5. If the Spark is all about the prospecting. If you still need prospecting in your life, I mean, every hand was up in the room. Pretty much we talked about prospecting. If you still need some prospecting because you need a jolt to move forward, you need an influx of business, we have a program called the Spark. And and Market Ping we've talked about. If you want systems that help you in the efforts to get people to respond to you, then we've got that as well. And then, of course, Mastering the Art of Lead Conversion, which we're going to handle this afternoon. I know not everybody can be around here for this afternoon, but, but Mastering the Art of Lead Conversion is really step 2. Step 1 is we got to get the lead. Step 2 is how we convert the lead. And we'll really be unpacking that the rest of the day here. And the refinement is every other week with me on the phone. There's 20 weeks that I'm planning on this for 2013. And for those 20 weeks, it's a conference call with myself and other people on the call where I really consider that more mentoring time. All right? So in summary, what is this program? It's not a coaching system. Somebody said to me, what is it for coaching? I want you to think about, it's really 4 things we do. We have home-based coaches that walk through the training programs with you. The home-based coach is there to hold you accountable, that you're learning from our systems versus you just purchase the systems and then you don't do them. So the home-based coach responsibility is they know our products, and that their objective then is to hold you accountable through this process, as opposed to you purchase something and you're on your own, right? So we hold you accountable with the home-based coaches, as well as mentoring, and that's with myself, because the coaches are working on the skill building, I'm working on the mindset. So we have 2 different aspects there going on, and then we have heavy into marketing support. All these presentations we want you to make, we'll actually equip you with those. We print them, we ship them to you, everything is customized with your name and information on it. It's high quality, all the pieces. I mean, if you like the cover of the journey or the bridge or those kinds of things, that's my creative team. We'll do those things for you. There's no extra fee for them. It's really part of the investment. We know what you need and how many you need to accomplish this. And then there is training, and that is hours and hours of videos with me, specifically speaking into the issue, the issues, whether it's open houses, attorneys, relocation, picking up agents to join your team, or insurance reps to join your team. We'll speak into all those areas we talked about today. Today we just really hit the surface, but the training is my responsibility, the mentoring is my responsibility, the people that do the home-based coaching is my responsibility to equip them, as well as all the marketing pieces we put together for you. They passed the test of presentations, where we know that if you make these presentations and we equip you, you'll be able to accomplish these things we talked about today, as opposed to saying, buy this system, you're kind of on your own. I think without the mentoring and without the training videos and without the coaches, the home-based coaches, this would be difficult to do. And I wouldn't want to have you invest in the product if we didn't have that kind of support. So it's far more than coaching. It's really equipping you, all right? So here's the program. You have an order form, and it's got the journey and the bridge on there. And so if you're a non-realtor, look at the bridge pricing. If you're the journey, that's for real estate agents. So the investment, again, $49.80. If you say that's like a $120,000 deal, one deal if you're a realtor, be able to earn that back in a short period of time. And then we have, if you wanted just Salesforce 5, that's $29.99, right? Comes with all the marketing pieces. And also, there's a program I do called Refine, and that's $750 by itself. And what I'm going to do at the $750 investment, I'm going to send you a book every month. If you don't read, give it away. If you can't read, we have a DVD for you to watch. All right? And because I think it's extremely important that every 30 days we keep checking where we are, where our mindset is, that we don't fall back because of the things in life that are going on that are going to take us off track. So every 30 days, I'm going to send you a DVD. It's not of me. It's some people that I would consider like today's equality equivalent to like Zig Ziglar or Napoleon Hill. These men that have written these books, Orrin Woodward, Chris Brady, Tim Marks, these are people that are making an impact globally in what they're writing. And again, if you can't read, we do have DVDs. If you can't see, we have CDs. So every month, you're going to get from me in the Refine program, or if you invest in the Salesforce 5, you'll get the 20 mentorship times with me this year, and you'll get the books every month. Again, if you don't want them, just give them away, because they're world-class leaders that have written these books, right? And they're going to help refine us, so we stay the course and build these processes we talked about. All right. And then you know, the Spark by itself, you can see the price on there is about $1,900. The Market Ping program. If you want the whole thing, which what I'd recommend you did, I'd go with the whole package. If you add up the fees, I mean, I think it goes well over $7,000 or so if you buy the things individually. And but again, if you look at this, if you buy the package, invest in that, it'll essentially, you know, we're looking at a lot of people about one transaction. Now, in the insurance field, I know you've got more transactions to do, but to get this type of mentorship and training and equipping, the question is, how quickly can you recoup that $5,000 investment? And we know for a lot of this industry, it's pretty quickly. So I hope that we can continue to work together. Appreciate your time today. And if I just say this, before you leave, I'd love to get your feedback on the survey form, because we listen to the audience, all right? That's how we created all these pieces, we're listening to the audience. And so I would just ask you to fill all that out, and as well as if you want to make an investment today in any of those products, I really appreciate that, and we'll continue working together. Guys, we're going to have lunch shortly here, and I hope that a lot of you can stay. I know a few said you had to go, but lead conversion is the second half of today. And if you like this, hopefully you're going to love the second half of the program. All right, thanks for coming, everybody. Bon appetit. Oh, thanks, bud.
Yeah, I haven't seen this yet, but like that, I love the two-pager to kind of give it up, you know, get more input on it. Easy to change if price points change.
Yeah. Yeah, Yuri did this.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, love it, love it. So.